Hello Stampers, Kelly Acheson at stampabove.com coming to you from Menasha, Wisconsin. If you are coming to me through YouTube, I want you to know there is a blog hop on my blog today featuring the One Stamp at a Time hoppers. And we're all doing projects with the theme, Don't Go Breaking My Heart. So if you would like to go through the blog hop, there's I think 19 or 20 of us that are participating. It's always fun to see everybody's different ideas. And you can hop from blog to blog. You're going to find my blog address up here in the right-hand corner. If you just start there, when you scroll down through my projects, you're going to come to a next button. You click that, it'll take you right to the next blog, and you just continue doing that on each blog until you come back around to me. I have some tips for you today. I am going to show you how I made this shaker on my Valentine card, and also how to make this cute little box using a die that makes a much bigger box. So I've got some alternate ideas for this. Let's get started and I'll show you how I did this. So I wanted to start off by showing you how to make this box. The dies that I'm going to use are from the Painted with Love bundle. This particular set of dies is called Lots to Love Box Framelits. And you get this big framelit in here that makes a box this size, okay? And I just cut a little window in this box. It's got some little cards in it. I've shown this to you before. Just in case you're new, let's just do this. This uses our narrow note cards and envelopes. I've got some super cute little cards in here. And you can also make liners for your envelopes using, I believe it's a 2 1/4 inch punch. So again, narrow note cards and envelopes. Aren't these cute? So anyways, I just kind of wanted to show you this box and the size that it really is from this particular framelit. Okay, and my box has been through the ringer here. It's been smashed and all kinds of stuff because I've been dragging it everywhere with me. It's so cute, right? I'm using the Painted with Love Designer Series paper. This is a specialty paper on page 19 in our Occasions mini catalog. And you've got the gorgeous gold foil side and then also some cute patterns on the opposite side. I love this paper. It's just delicious. And of course, you can see that it can be used for just about anything. It doesn't have to be about Valentine's Day. So what I did is I took a piece of our designer series paper. This is 4.5 by 7 or 6.5 or so, because what we're going to do is we're going to run this through the Big Shot. So let me bring that in. Here comes my Big Shot. You can see that it has been through the ringer also. I've had this for a very long time. I absolutely love it. I don't know what we did before we had them, right? So I'm just going to set my framelit down on my designer series paper, put on the other plate, and I'm just going to run this through my Big Shot. It's going to crack and pop, and you swear that you are destroying things, but believe me, you're not. It's perfectly normal for it to do that. So here comes the die. I'm going to discard this piece, and now we're left with this box. To make the box that I have here, you're going to cut 2 of these out, and you're going to just put them together with the tabs. The little box that I'm going to show you only uses 1 of these. So I'm going to come in here, and you can see, I hope you can see, there's score lines here. I'm going to take my tabs, I'm just going to fold those tabs over so I can see kind of what I'm doing. It's going to make it easier on my eyes that seem to be getting worse all the time. And I'm going to cut those little tabs off. Oops. There we go. Now I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Trimmer. This is what I choose to use for scoring. I'm going to score from the bottom edge without the circle here at 2 1/8. and 2 3/4. And now I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut up to this. There's a score line here, so I'm going to cut on the score lines that I just made in my paper trimmer. And I always like to notch a little bit out because that just helps fold better. And I do that on the tab, not on the bigger pieces on the sides. If you've ever done it on those bigger pieces, you know that it just doesn't look that great. But the tabs you're never going to see. So I've got those little pieces notched out, and now we're just going to fold on all the score lines. And this paper folds really easy. It's almost kind of crispy, which makes it nice for score lines because I think it's because of the foil in it that it's kind of crispy. It almost snaps when you fold on score lines. Okay, you guys, it doesn't get a whole lot easier than this. We are going to apply some liquid glue. I'm going to pull these tabs in and I'm going to put the glue on the outside of my box for the tabs, and then I'm going to put the glue, on the inside for the long side pieces. I just want to make sure. Less glue is better here. I'm going to hold this like this, make sure my tabs are going to the inside of my box, and you're going to come right in here and fold these over. And then I like to kind of stand it on my tabletop and make sure it's squared up nicely because, you know, they wiggle a little bit. I want everything to be nice and square. And if you want to, you can put your finger down here inside and make sure that those edges are pushing against each other so your box is glued together. I'm going to do that a little bit better here. Okay, there we go. If you need to, you can see that this edge is sticking up just a little bit. I'm just going to trim that off. This one is too. I didn't cut my tabs in far enough. Not a big deal. Because you can always just come back in and trim that. Okay, so here's this cute little box. Now, what are we going to do about this flap? Because I want that to stay closed. That's where the stamp set comes in, Sure Do Love You. And this is a matching bundle with the Lots to Love box framelits. So if you buy these two together, you get 10% off. I used the banner that's in here and I stamped that with Versamark ink. And then I gold embossed it. And this is the result here. I'm going to take some dimensionals and I'm going to put them right on the back of my banner. And by the way, if I didn't say that, this is die cut then too. After it's stamped and embossed, heat set, I die cut it. And now I'm going to bring the banner in and I want it to be just at the height so that this flap will tuck into it. I used Melon Mambo on this one. There we go. Our box is closed. Your little flap will tuck right into that banner. And here's one I did with Rich Razzleberry. And what do I have in my little box? I've got some Valentine candy. This is perfect. Let me show you where I got these. These are Hershey's Extra Creamy Solid Milk Chocolate Hearts. And they are all pink and silver. And of course we have gold on here, so I don't know, I just didn't want the silver ones, so I used the pink ones. I've been known to eat a few of these too, so don't tell anybody. It's not just all about filling the boxes, people. There we go. 2 cute little boxes to give out as gifts, and I think this would make a nice little gift to put on my coworkers' desks for Valentine's Day. You could give these out to your kids or your grandkids. Absolutely a cute little idea. All right, now I'm going to bring my card in and show you some tips about this. This is a shaker, and if you can see that, isn't that fun? We've got these gold glitter flakes that are on the same pages with the Painted with Love bundle. Let me show this to you. So here's those gold glitter flakes. The other thing that I used on my card is the Love Mini Tinsel Combo Pack. I used the gold one, and this pink is really pretty too. We've also got some gold vinyl stickers that match all this. So let me show you some little tips about this shaker that I made. I'm going to bring in my layers for my card. I've got a rich razzleberry card base. This is 5.5 by 8.5, and I'm just going to fold this in half and burnish the edge. And then I've got a gold piece here that is 4 by 5.25. Another piece to layer on top of that, and we can do that right now. This is the Painted with Love Designer Series paper. I'm going to put that right on this gold layer. So it's just a 1/4 inch smaller. And I'll tell you, I'm a big fan of layering card layers, of using lots of layers, I should say that. Whoops, I'm not going to glue that yet. Because it just makes it so much more spectacular. This is an inside piece of Whisper White at 4 by 5.25. And then I've got a scrap of rich razzleberry. I've got a piece of acetate. This is going to be my window for my shaker. This is 2 7/8 by 3 3/8. I've got a rich razzleberry layer that is 3 1/8 by 3 5/8. Another one that is 2 3/4 by 3 1/4. And then I've got my Whisper White layer that is 3 by 3, 3.5 by 3. All of these dimensions are on my blog post for today. If you're on YouTube and you go underneath the video, it'll say see more or something like that. If you click on there, you're going to find a direct link right to this post with all of these dimensions so you can see them all at once, write them down, and recreate these projects. Okay, first thing I'm going to do here, I am going to stamp up the inside of my card. I love to decorate the insides of my cards. I am a firm believer that the insides of your cards should be spectacular also, or at least have a little something, right? I'm using powder pink ink here, and the reason why I'm using that color is because on the back of all of our Designer Series paper, it lists the coordinating colors. Powder pink is one of the coordinating colors in here, and that's why I chose it. So I've got that, and then I'm bringing in rich razzleberry, another color coordinator with this particular suite of paper, and I'm going to stamp these words over it, and it says, "You're my Valentine every single day." And if that wasn't pretty enough, which I felt it wasn't, I needed to add a little extra. And I've got 2 pieces, oh, I forgot to mention this in my dimensions. I've got 2 pieces of the Designer Series paper that are 4 inches long by 1/2 inch wide. Did I say that the right way? You know what I mean. Okay, so I'm gonna just add these down here. Sometimes I cut my pieces a little longer and I just trim them off on the back because I really, really hate it when they come up short. That's not acceptable to me. And we have the inside of our card done. And just wait till I show you this whole thing because it really is spectacular. And it's so easy to do this. This is a great way to use up the scraps in your Designer Series paper too. All right, next what I'm going to do to this one is I'm going to take some of this mini tinsel trim in the gold, and I am going to tie a bow around these 2 layers. I think I got the wrong finger in there. There we go. I was kind of having a little issue there. It's always nicer when you have somebody to come in and put their finger in there, right? But I don't know, my husband's in the kitchen ordering parts for our stove. The light quit working, and I would really like a light, so he's doing that right now. I can't get his finger in here. Okay, there we go. Then I'm just going to trim this off a little bit. We don't want our tails to be that long on here, and then we can straighten it up too. All right, so this piece is ready, and I'm going to be a little more liberal with my glue on the back of this because we've got the thickness of this mini tinsel twine on here. So that makes me put a little bit more glue on the back. I missed that edge right there than I would normally use, but I want to make sure that my card stays together, right? Isn't that pretty already? Love, love, love it. Okay, so we're gonna then take this stamp, we're gonna stamp that in Versamark ink. We are going to emboss it with gold embossing powder. Through the magic of TV, voila, I've already done that. Another neat thing about these framelits is this stamp and this framelit match up perfectly. So this is going to be our window. I'm going to run this through my Big Shot and I'll be right back. Okay, here we go. Here's our heart. That got a little off center there for me because I moved it, but let's not pay attention to that, right? And then I also took my scrap of rich razzleberry, my Sure Do Love You banner, and again stamped that with Versamark ink and gold embossed it. Voila! And I'm going to die cut that too. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to put these away so I don't lose them. All right, now I'm going to take the back of my white layer and I'm going to run some snail adhesive around the outside edge. And I like to use snail on this because glue doesn't really care for the window sheet acetate material, right? It just doesn't work very good. I'm just going to kind of stack these two together. There we go. Now we have our little see-through window. Okay, we've got a small piece and a big piece of rich razzleberry. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to take some of our adhesive foam strips. These are fabulous. I love them. And I'm just going to peel one off. And now I'm going to go to the back of this piece and make my shaker area. These are so much nicer than cutting and piecing. You can cut and piece with them, don't get me wrong, but you've got this really long, thin little strip. It's absolutely perfect for molding around corners like this. So, and you want to keep it, that got a little far away. I want to keep it a little closer to my window, but you don't want to push it right up against your window edge because you don't want to see that through the right side of your card. Now I'm just going to cut that, peel off that backing, make sure everything's stuck down there. And here comes the fun part. We're going to add these gold glitter flakes. These are so pretty. You want to make sure you get them in the middle of your shaker and not all over your adhesive edge, right? Let me close that up because, you know, I can see this going everywhere. We're going to take the smaller of our rich razzleberry pieces and we are just going to put it right on the back here. That's just the easiest way to do this. This bigger piece now, I can bring it in here and adhere it and see it better. I don't have to worry about my gold flakes falling out while I'm trying to get this on here with all the outside edges straight. But here we go. Get this together. My gosh, it's coming. Okay, one more thing here. Actually, two. I'm running out of glue. There we go. I wanted to put this on here just a little bit sideways. I'm going to move this down just a little bit here, and I wanted to kind of angle this. And then I took this piece and added a couple dimensions to it, just like we did on our little box. Like how I just flick the backing wherever. Yeah, you find these all over my house. And I'm going to add that right here. Last but not least, I have an envelope to go with this, and I think I am going to use rich razzleberry with this fun watercolor heart. And I'm just going to put that right on the front of my envelope. Oh, that's cute, isn't it? And if we wanted to, let me clean this off quick. We could add a pink heart too, and as long as we're doing hearts, why not add two? Because these are just really cute. Oh my gosh, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Let me get all this stuff out of the way. I don't have all this distractions everywhere. Here we go. I've got 2 Valentine cards made now. I need to stamp up one more envelope. And then these 2 cute little boxes. How sweet are these? Thanks so much for joining me for this video today. If you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to earn your business. If you'd like to place an order for any of these supplies, you'll find a supply list both on my blog and under the YouTube video. You can just click on the supplies and go right to my Stampin' Up! Store. You can click right up here and that'll take you right to my blog. You'll see all the dimensions in one place. I hope you guys have a wonderful Valentine's Day next week. Wednesday, I don't have any plans yet, but I'm hoping for maybe a little something. I think me and my husband are going to go to our favorite bar that serves burritos on Wednesdays. They're like only $5.95 or something. You get these giant burritos with tortilla chips and it's delicious. And I think that's what we're going to end up doing. We're going to kind of keep it low key, nothing fancy. We're not really fancy people. I hope you guys have a wonderful Valentine's Day and make some cards and send them out. People just so appreciate them. Don't forget to go to my blog and continue on the blog hop. You can see lots of beautiful Valentine ideas with all the very talented stampers that are in this blog hop. Thanks, you guys. Bye-bye.